Welcome to Money Mitch. Welcome, my friends. Welcome. Good evening, Benzinga. How's my Zinger Nation doing out there? I'm looking better. Got some lights. Listening to my feedback out there just for you guys, trying to look better here. So welcome, guys. As you guys know, I'm Money Mitch here to teach you guys about the story stocks, and the bull market has taken control, and there's an opportunity out there, and Money Mitch is here to help you find it. On today's Money Mitch, guys, we got a great show. We're going to be going into some market sentiment. We're going to be talking some earnings. And then, of course, the story that is Playboy. I'm looking like it. So you guys already know NFTs, PLBY. Stay tuned, guys. And we also got a story stock for economic reopening. And this is only if we reach our like goal of today, 100 likes. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Play that intro. What up, what up, what up, what up? How we doing, traders? Welcome back. Money Mitch is here to keep it going. I know that you guys were probably watching the market today wondering what was going to go on after Friday. We had just that sideways day. Today, stocks were slightly up on the first trading day of May as shares tied to economic reopening rallied on relaxed pandemic restrictions. You guys saw today, Florida actually took off the state of emergency, reopening all the way up. Keynotes from today's markets: big tech stocks pulled back following a strong month. Bets on economic reopening led to the market advance. Like we were talking about this, guys, the cruises, the airlines. If you remember last week, we talked about it, said it was the last chance to grab the airlines before they went rocketing on up. And then retail leading the way here as Macy's, Gap, Dillard's all jumped more than 7%, guys. So definitely, like the screen says, smash the like for Money Mitch. I'm here to let you guys know where to look for, what's going on out there. So these rallies were really helped by New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo after he announced that the most capacity restrictions would be lifted across New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. But he did say that it was going to take a little bit longer, but later this month, they would also release the 24-hour subway series. Right now, it hasn't been 24 hours in New York. And I think this is just showing you guys a lot of states are reopening. You're going to see a lot of plays. Macy's taking a big lift today, so definitely keep that on watch. But some investors, they're expecting some weakness in the new month. This is the old saying, guys, the old sell in May and go away. So Wall Street has said this before, and the mantra calls for taking off of risk from May to October, a period where normally the markets have a tendency to sell off historically. Why? Because normally, traders take off a little bit during the summer, and then we get that ramp back up as we get into October. So that's something that we got to keep in mind, guys. And the question is, will we get a market crash? We're going to have to go ahead and keep an eye on it. When we come back, guys, we're going to go ahead and go into the top earnings of the day. Who were the winners? Who were the losers? Let's go ahead and take a look when we return.
I tell all my CEOs, this is a very, very, very important platform. And look, all the other platforms are important too, but you're up there now. You're way up there.
Best investments you can do in your future is actually go and re-educate yourself on credible sites and credible resources like Benzinga. I think you guys have been killing it.
The comment section on this show is remarkable. Like the quality of the combo, and just big shout out to you and your community.
So I love about you guys, you just had all your callers in right then. And it's all about the community here at Benzinga.
All right, traders. All right. Before we get into our earnings, I'm going to take a little deeper look here. Let's go ahead and pull up the screen. One of the things that I wanted to talk about where we are in our SPY market. You know, one of the things that we've been seeing is kind of this sideways trend, but can we really get a rip up? Because we, of course, you know, we want that. We don't want that downturn this month. And of course, if we do get that downturn, it could come all the way down, crashing down towards that 402.50 or closer towards maybe the 405. So definitely keeping an eye out on the SPY as we keep moving on. You know, this is an hourly look, and you'll start seeing how we keep kind of testing up towards that 420, but keep turning around to it. So as the cannabis guys out there love, let's get that 420 rolling. Let's get it above that. I thought we would get through it on 420, but hey, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that push back up. We definitely don't want to see a big downturn here going down towards, let's say, 410s tomorrow. So keep your eyes on it. You know, that's why I wanted to mention, you know, will we get a market crash? We'll keep an eye on that and have to keep an eye. But let's go ahead and let's get into our earnings into today. And we saw a couple earnings after the close here. And one of the things that I'd mentioned first is that we're going to go into Chegg. So Chegg, of course, you guys, one of the things is, you know, we had that online play of education last year in the 2020. So Chegg actually missed by 2 cents and beat on revenues. Revenues were a 198.38 million, up 50.8% year over year, and beating by 13.79 million. Chegg Services increased their subscribers by 64% to 4.8 million, and a 2021 outlook for second quarter net revenues in at 166 million to 168 million. The gross margins were between 69% and 70%. That's a big gross margin there. Now their adjusted EBITDA in the ranges of 72 to 74 million, and that's a future outlook for 2021 as net revenues range in the 790 million to 800 million. One of the things that we did see is Chegg kind of increase their guidance, but they don't want to go too far, as almost a lot of companies are mentioning that COVID worried, and so they don't want to give too much financial guidance going forward. Now, another company that did report is Maxar, guys. You know, Maxar is one of my favorite space companies, guys. I've called this company since about $10 when they first got a government contract. And, you know, Maxar Technology is a trusted partner and innovator in Earth intelligence and space infrastructure. The key points of the quarter point to net losses of 84 million and inclusive of 28 million charge related to that satellite program with Sirius XM, and a $41 million loss on that debt extinguished from the early repayment of our 2023 note. Now, the diluted loss per share of $1.30 and consolidated revenues of 392 million and an adjusted EBITDA of 67 million. Now, one of the things that they did state in their earnings is that they completed that public offering of 10 million shares of common stock at the public offering price of $40 per share, and used the proceeds to repay 350 million in principal borrowings on their 2023 note. The total debt of 2.1 billion at March 31st, 2021 compared to 2.4 billion at the end of 2020. So definitely addressing their debt, but this company really is all about the government contracts, and that's really what I keep an eye out for Maxar, and watch how they renew these government contracts to see if they can continue growing on that revenue. We've been seeing space companies take a step back, and really this is the leader for me in Maxar. So when I see Maxar really take a step back forward, I'll be looking at these space stocks for story stocks. Definitely want to go ahead up and catch up with the chat. How we doing out there? Doesn't look like we got a lot of people watching today, but hey, it happens sometimes. You guys definitely hit the share button, hit the share. Let everybody know Money Mitch is on and here to go ahead and talk about the story that is Playboy. All right, guys, so let's keep going through here. Let's see what else we find. Let's go into iRobot here. So iRobot, Colin Angle, the chairman and chief executive of iRobot, stated that our first quarter results demonstrated that we're off to a very good start in 2021. Consumer demand for our products have remained resilient, and our value proposition to provide customers with a highly differentiated, personalized cleaning experience has continued to resonate around the world. And commenting on the company's outlook, Engel said, we have increased our expectations for 2021 revenue to reflect on the first quarter performance and solid growth prospects over the coming quarter. Revenues for the first quarter of 2021 were $303.3 million, an increase of 58% from $192.5 million in the first quarter of 2020. One of the things that I'd say is that if you look deep inside, you'll just see really quickly, revenue grew 40% in the US. And we estimate that iRobot's first quarter revenue was supported by the real move into e-commerce. And really that's what we're going to see, guys, is how that move into e-commerce has really pushed this company. So this company said that they've actually increased their direct-to-consumer revenue of $35 million in the first quarter of 2021, which is a growth of 146% over the same quarter of last year. So as you guys see, e-commerce definitely taking lead here with iRobot. So we're definitely going to focus on that as we got more and more companies that will be coming out later in the week that will be talking about this specific thing. They'll be talking about e-commerce and how we've had this major leap in e-commerce. So definitely stick around, guys, as we continue moving on. Let's go ahead and let's look at some of the future ones that we looked at. Also, before we get into that, let's get into Avis. Avis Budget, they saw their revenues fall 22% in the quarter, but says recovery is starting to take hold. I know you guys have probably seen Avis, really take off. If you look it up, CAR is a ticker, guys. The CEO updated on the quarter as demand started to recover in the Americas in the back half of the quarter. We optimized our fleet, resulting in higher utilization and took advantage of pricing opportunities. We finished the quarter with revenues per day increasing 12% from the prior year in the Americas. The adjusted EBITDA tallied for $47 million for Avis, was the best quarter since Q1 since 2015. The company now has knocked out the 3 consecutive quarters of positive adjusted EBITDA. One of the things that they want to say is that they do have the Avis Quick Pass, guys. The Avis Quick Pass is that contactless rental experience and is now offered at more than 20 of their top airport locations in the United States. The outlook, though, they did point to, guys, and this is something that we've talked about on Money Mitch, is the outlook for the global semiconductor shortage is causing uncertainty in the fleet supplies, resulting in tighter fleets throughout the industry. We have historically navigated significant vehicle recalls and believe we have the logistics in place to effectively manage our fleets during this disruption in supply. We continue to get new car deliveries every day and believe we can increase our fleet utilization efficiency to capture the increased demand. And so they're pretty much saying that they're going to really focus on trying to use all their fleet because, hey, they're not going to get the supply they expected, but the demand is definitely there, guys. So they also state, while we continue to monitor the vehicle's ability and the rollout of the vaccine and its impact on the demand for the travel industry. So definitely, as we've been talking about it, guys, we've been saying the vaccine, I got it too, guys, is going to affect the travel industry. And this should really start and spark a fire in the industry so that we can really see things going. All right, so catching up here with the chat. You guys already know Money Mitch here. I'm big on CCIV, says Useless. Hey, if you're lucid dreaming, I can't blame you. I actually know someone that bought the vehicle this weekend, guys. So definitely hit a thumbs up for that. I wish I could be buying that vehicle, but let's just say this guy's doing better in trading than I am. So he's kicking some, if he's buying a Lucid Air. So you guys already know, definitely smash the like button. I think CCIV is just going to have a little bit of a downturn, come back and test that support, but keep your eyes on that one too. Definitely hit the likes. I'm going to be watching that one. I've talked about CCIV since it was at $10.05. Yes, I said it, $10.05 before the merger, before anybody even talked about it for Lucid. I was on top of that. Why? Because I felt they could have a great acquisition with a team that was a part of them. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's look forward. What else do we got looking forward towards the week? Tomorrow before the open, we get Pfizer. Of course, we're going to be paying attention to that with the vaccine. But Camping World, guys, Camping World and Under Armour is definitely on my radar as we've been seeing retail get this boost. Under Armour is exactly one to watch, guys. I like the chart. I think you see a nice boost in Under Armour. Camping World is one to keep in watch also because it's a cyclical play. A lot of the times when we get this camping in and this kind of move in the summer, we're going to be keeping a watch out. And I'm going to keep an eye out to see what's going to go on with also, let's say, oil and Marathon. Let's see if the demand is back. And then after the close, of course, a company that we talked about last week, Zillow. How is Zillow doing in this market? I think this is going to be a great housing market. You guys have been hearing it. Houses selling for around 20% increase. I've been seeing it. I can't get a house if I wanted one. So right now, it's not because I don't have the money, but really the supply is really low, guys. People are paying cash. They're paying up prices, and it's crazy out there in the housing industry. So let's pay attention to what we get from Zillow. Later in the week, what else we got? Of course, we got GM, Hilton, we got Uber that we'll be figuring out what is going on in Uber. How's their Uber Eats doing? Because as we saw from Grubhub, they're struggling there. So we'll go ahead and get moving towards our next segment of the day, which will be going into Playboy. But like always, guys, definitely give me a thumbs up if you guys appreciate me going into kind of our earnings. So definitely let's go ahead and let's get back. When we get back, guys, we're going to talk about the story that is Playboy, NFTs, and like always, guys, there's always a play out there. So if you want to find out the opportunity, stick with Money Mitch. We'll be back. What's going on, traders? How we doing? I am going to go ahead and get into the story that is Playboy Group. You guys know it, PLBY. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat if you guys are bullish Playboy. I saw even somebody out there with the Playboy gang. You guys already know. Don't get this confused. This is not just an NFT story. I do agree with that. I think there's many different ways to play with Playboy Group. As you guys know, this is a big licensing play. That's why they're stepping into the NFT. And I think you're just starting to see that they're willing to go ahead and expand into new ventures and definitely work on some of the products that they already have. I'm not going to get into too in-depth into kind of their wellness and the sexual wellness products that they have now, but that's really where they're definitely kicking ass right now. If you look it up, guys, that's where their products are leaning towards, and I think that's going to be something that's going to definitely expand. They've been talks about moving into CBD into the same kind of game. So look into that. I'll be definitely watching that. You guys already know. Looks like we have some people all in. You guys already know. Playboy will enter the cannabis after federally legal. I agree with that. That's a good play to watch out for. Not mentioned right now, but definitely why not? I mean, you could license the brand, and it's already licensed. I mean, all everywhere we kind of see, a lot of the Las Vegas. If you look into it, Las Vegas has a really, really close attachment with this license. They use it a lot in their casinos. Let's go ahead and let's get into a little bit further. Looks like we have someone joining us from Peru. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in Peru. I didn't think we had a fan, but we definitely have it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's keep running through here. All right, guys. So one of the things that was stated in their investor presentation here was talks about the NFTs, and of course, you know, they did talk about kind of that THC based cannabis line, but they're waiting on that regulatory approval. So we'll see if they get that approved so they can get that out. Right now, they're relicensing that digital gaming rights. But really, it was right here, right off the top, expand art offerings with NFTs, physical prints, and artist collaborations. And I think, you know, they gave you way ahead of time that they were going to get into NFTs and gave you the chance to really jump on this stock before it rocketed up. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's go into our next slide. So before we get into the next slide, you know, Playboy really is the iconic brand owned by Playboy Group, and is actually just what they did was they created a partnership with Nifty Gateway, the Gemini-owned all-in-one platform that makes it easy to buy, sell, and store digital arts and collectible. And they announced that they'd create a series of Playboy and Nifty digital art collaboration on Nifty Gateway blockchain powered by the marketplace as they start to a long-term relationship. The partnership would kick off with the upcoming one that we're going to talk about just in a little bit, the Playboy times the Slime Sunday release of the original works developed by Slime Sundays in a partnership with Playboy's editorial and achievement. And so one of the things that has been said is that this is a long-term relationship, and we'll focus on three key areas. It was going to focus on artist collaborations with Playboy's and vast photography archive, an ongoing effort to incubate and commissions new artists' NFT works, including providing grants specifically designed to support emerging and curation and sales of Playboy's iconic art collection in NFT form. And so one of the things that, of course, guys, Playboy archives contain an immense, guys, it's massive wealth of original artwork, photography, cartoons, interviews, multimedia rips for exploration for digital audience and art lovers and collectors. And so really what we're going to do is we're going to be getting into kind of the Liquid Summer by Playboy, which is going to be released on May 4th exclusively on Nifty Gateway. And so the first one up that, you know, that I could actually show you guys is going to be here, Playboy and one Satoshi. And so really what is this show, guys, and what is this picture about? So one of the things that has been said, guys, is kind of the adoption of Bitcoin. And that's what he's kind of showing off here. So the first shows it represents revolving around Satoshi that has been represented as a fragment figure. The name Satoshi being placed on something as common as a stamp or a magazine shows the mainstream acceptance of cryptocurrencies. And so you guys know that this is who they refer to as the king of crypto. Why? Because, I mean, if he comes out, I mean, the guy is beyond rich. Or even if he's real or not. I mean, a lot of people say he is, but I mean, who's to know, really? But I love how they did it, and they put it right there on the stamp, licking the stamp, and you guys already see it here. That collection is definitely going to take off. And one of the things to remember is that this is actually the first lady of the internet, Playmate Lena Sabrum, the star of April's 1973 cover, and now Playboy's first NFT cover. They first appeared on the pages of Playboy in the iconic 1972 pictorial photograph by Dwight Hooker. So one of the things that has been said is that this was actually kind of, you can draw back that this was literally the first lady of the internet, which took off. And so that's why he used this specific model. And it's really cool how he attacks these NFTs. You know, one of the things that and I have to give a shout out to Slime Sunday is that Slime Sunday is a digital collage artist based out of Boston. He consistently pushes the limits of what is acceptable in the mainstream media, exploring censorship through bizarre and erotic topics, which often have his works banned from social platforms from violating their terms and condition. He's ironically has amassed a large social following. Since he began sharing his works as an NFT, Slime Sunday has become the 6th highest earning artist in this space. One of the things that you guys should definitely check out his podcast that he calls That's Nifty. And one of the things that we can check out is, let's check out maybe some other ones that are a part of this. So we have some other ones that I can show you guys here. So let me go ahead and get in through here. So here you go, guys. It's going to be coming out on the 5th. One of the things is this one's actually a moving one. You have that moving background, and you have kind of the cutout here with the Playboy on there. Another one that they have is this one right here with everybody on the beach and kind of showing everybody how you know, kind of it's a censorship. And there's a lot of people wondering, how do you actually participate? And so they actually put out an article, guys. So one of the things that you definitely want to do if you want to participate in the NFT release tomorrow is you have to set up that Nifty Gateway account. Already get that verified, guys. So have that ready to go. One of the things that I was going to talk about, guys, and a lot of people were wondering, why is ETH running? Why is ETH running? What's going on with Ethereum? So one of the things is, if you notice here, you can actually use Ethereum to actually pay for kind of that Nifty Gateway NFT. And another thing that I've noticed is that Gary Vee is going to be coming out, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that tomorrow, about the 5/5. And I know if you guys know Gary Vee, you've probably seen those NFT talks. And one of the things that's mentioned about that one is that it's also an ETH related NFT. And so there you go, guys. 2 major NFTs releasing that are related to that ETH game. I think that's definitely goes hand in hand and something that we definitely have to pay attention to. One of the things I wanted to show you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up this website here to show you guys it, is some of his other NFTs. You know, Slime Sunday doesn't just only do those. I have his website here so that we can take a look at it. And so this one is the last stand of the nation state. And I think it's pretty interesting. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. All right, guys. So this one's really interesting. The reason why is because this one is all about kind of, and look at the background. Look at the background. You got fiat is violence, taxation is death. He worked constantly on this. There's so much in this picture. It will take you probably a couple of days to find all the small details. As you guys see, the Bitcoin shield. It's really interesting. Guys, take a look at it, guys. Take a look at his website. That's slimesunday.com, so you guys can check out some of his other works, like The Last Stand of the Nation State. And really, this one's actually for sale right now on Nifty Gateway. So definitely check that one out. Another one that he has is this one, which is called the Clout Machine. The Clout Machine is actually going to be up for auction. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole picture here. So the Clout Machine actually is going to be up for auction. This photo is extremely special as it took roughly 1 month on a back and forth with someone at Penthouse magazine. So this photo will be in the upcoming cover of both Penthouse USA and Australia, and you're getting to see it before the magazine is released. It's interesting because he's actually offering it up as an NFT, and this is going to be on the cover of Penthouse. The last one that I liked was the last one here, or the Mona Sativa. So as you guys can see, Mona Lisa there holding some cannabis. What do you guys think about that? Looks like you guys liking that. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know what you guys think about these. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's get back here. And so last thing we're going to be going into, guys, we're going to be going into the story stock that is LL. But if we get to, let's go ahead, and let's get some more likes in there. And when we return, we'll go ahead and talk about the story stock that is Lumber Liquidator.
Get winning options trades from Benzinga's top option trading expert, Nick Shaheen.
I don't risk money I can't afford to lose. Clearly, conviction is medium, probably at best here, because I'm swinging. I don't have a particular trigger, so it's not like it's gambling. We did homework. We showed fundamental reasons, so it's not like betting. I hope it's red. I hope it's black.
If you're looking to uncover winning options trades, the Benzinga Options Starter newsletter provides you with 2 fully researched trades per month. Each comes with a detailed video, ideal price and expiration date, and profit loss charts to accelerate your learning. If you're ready for high conviction, learn while you earn and subscribe now to Benzinga's Starter Option newsletter.
All right, traders, welcome back to Money Mitch, where we talk about the story stocks. And like always, guys, the story stocks is always about 3 variables. You got to find the story, you got to know the fundamentals, and you got to time the technicals. Because if you don't time the technicals, that's how you get caught in a story that has good fundamentals. But hey, the technicals don't match up and you just get caught and you get stopped out. And like us retail traders, we can't just always add back in and add back in and add back in. So definitely focus on how you attract your story stocks. And hey, if the 3 variables work for you, check it out, guys. All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is some of the story stocks we've already touched. As recently, we were talking about Penn and RSI. So definitely keep your eyes on those. Amazon recently said on Monday that its ad-supported streaming content now reaches more than 120 million users every month. And so supporting, again, the programmatic advertisement story stocks that we talked about last week, TTD, PubM, DMS. Definitely check those out, guys. We talk about programmatic. So let's go into right now. There's this new economic reopening play. Into what I'm looking at is LL, or some know it as LL Flooring. Now that's what it's called now, but some always know it as Lumber Liquidators. And so one of the things that I'd mention is that, of course, guys, with the inflation, this could run into some problems. But I think that you're going to start seeing a lot of people kind of working on their homes and making improvements for their homes as they're seeing the market rise and they can get this new evaluation for their home. So one of the things that I saw is that their net sales in the 4th quarter of 2020 increased by 30.4 million, or 11.1%, to 304 million from the 4th quarter of 2019. Comparable store sales for the 4th quarter of 2020 increased 10.5%. primarily as a result of continued execution against the company's transformation plan and healthy consumer demand for home improvement projects. This is really where I think you're going to start seeing the advantage come from. It's the home improvement projects. A lot of people can get value for their house right now if they make a small improvement and put it on the market. So a lot of kind of real estate people are gonna go ahead and tell them, like, hey, go ahead and fix your house. Let's go ahead and sell a house that you normally would have sold in normal environment at, let's say, $300,000, and we can get $400,000 out of it by only putting $10,000 more into this house. Let's go ahead and figure this out. Let's go ahead, get some new flooring. I'm going to be seeing a lot of people getting that new flooring. And one of the things is, with this, you're going to start seeing the revenues just play right into Lumber Liquidators, because if the housing market goes up and we get this boom, I think you're going to start seeing, because we've already seen it, is that when these houses sell, there's going to be also houses with renovations that are going to sell at a higher price. And they're going to do those renovations because, hey, if I can get more out of the market by just doing some small fixes, and I can go to Lumber Liquidator, change the floor, and then charge the house another $50,000, I'm probably going to go ahead and get that done. All right, guys. So one of the things that I'd also see is that they did state that our industry continues to benefit from consumer investments in home improvements. That being said, there remains a good deal of uncertainty due to COVID-19 and potential changes in consumer spending priorities. So that's what we got to keep an eye out. Do we get into a tough time where people are not doing these improvements? I think you're actually seeing more of. So let's go ahead and we'll pay attention to LL. LL is right now off support, guys. So definitely keep your eyes on this stock, as I think you are going to start seeing a driver in this stock in the next couple of weeks. Like always, guys, we're going to go ahead and stick around with Money Mitch as we continue going this week. We got other things planned in the week. We're going to be talking about Gary Vee. We're going to be going into some opening of NFTs. And then, of course, we got the story stocks. We got to get into some new plays. We got to see what the reopening really is going to bring, and what other plays are we looking towards going into the summer. Is there other summer plays that we can find before they actually rip off? Of course, we're going to be watching the market. The market is running into a tough time right now as we keep hitting these 220s, bouncing, these 420s, bouncing off. Let's see if we can rip through it or if we get the decline. Like always, guys, we're going to keep building here on Money Mitch. If you guys like today's show, definitely hit me up in the comments below. I keep working on some feedback. Like was mentioned about the lights, I improved on it. I'll keep improving on what you guys want to see. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you guys want next, what stock you guys want. If there's a story stock that you guys want me to approach, maybe a stock that you guys like out there, let me know in the comments. All right, I'll see you next time, guys, on Money Mitch. And like always, guys, there's a bull market out there, and it's not going away. And one of the things that I'd always say is that there's an opportunity, and Money Mitch is here to help you find it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow on Money Mitch.